Would you like to learn how to build a 7-figure shoe empire? Well, we're going to find out today, thanks to my guest, Jodie Fox, coming to us all the way from Sydney, Australia. Jodie, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an absolute pleasure to be here.
Well, it's a pleasure for me too. I've been waiting for so long. And in honor of the interview, I promised that I would be wearing my shoe necklace, and I am. So just appropriate. Jodie, I spent with my girlfriend on a Sunday afternoon, I think 2.5 hours on your site, and we were both salivating. Your site is amazing, and your site is shoesofpraise.com. And I want to know, how does one wake up one day and decide, I am going to create a custom shoe online? Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do. How did this idea come about?
Well, it wasn't quite that organic, but it was a very organic process by which the whole idea of Shoes of Prey came about. So for myself, I always enjoyed shoes, but I didn't love shoes because I could never find exactly what I was looking for. So I happened across the idea that I could commission my own shoes. I can see you nodding. I know that you understand this.
And I think most women watching this as well.
So I started to commission my own shoe designs, and as I did that, my girlfriend saw the shoes that I was making and got excited about the idea, and I started to commission shoes for them as well. So the idea sort of got traction straight away. But then the two boys who are the co-founders of Shoes of Prey with me, Mike and Michael, they were both working at Google, and one was working there as a software engineer and one was working in advertising sales, and had identified this online retail gap in Australia. And it's still a market that's very much growing with respect to online retail. So all we needed was, a new and exciting idea. So with the marriage of this, me having shoes commissioned for my girlfriends and looking for something in online retail, Shoes of Prey was born.
So when you say you had your shoes at first commissioned, I wouldn't know where to go and get my shoes commissioned. Where did you go? How did you find the idea? I mean, you had to figure out how to do it in the first place. So how did that come about?
Yes, you're absolutely right. So it was when I was traveling, and I mean, particularly in Australia, we do loads of travel through Asia. Everything's so close, and there are a lot of places that you can have things custom made, whether it be suits, shirts, and even shoes. So I think shoes is probably one of the rarer things to be able to get done, but that's how I found that I was able to do it, by happening across one of these places. And look, I enjoyed it so much. I would, even when I had stopovers, there was once where I stopped over for 10 hours and I ran off the plane and I commissioned 14 pairs of shoes and then ran back to the plane. For my connecting flight. So I think that it was pretty obvious for me. I obviously felt very passionately about the idea from the outset, but that absolutely was the very first starting point and catalyst for the idea.
Oh, 14 pair of shoes. Amazing. In one go. Oh, phenomenal.
It was so much fun. I burst through the doors and was like, quick, I've got to design shoes.
And where were you? Which country were you?
So that was that one there was in Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. Yeah, I was going to say, I said Hong Kong earlier because I've heard of custom suits in Hong Kong and how they were perfectly tailored and very, very, very affordable.
Absolutely.
I wonder where my next vacation will be.
Oh, pardon me?
I said, I wonder where my next vacation will be.
Absolutely. And I mean, I've had things tailored in other places as well, and there's just some extraordinary technicians and talent out there to make you exactly what it is that you want. And I think that whole idea of personalization is so important. We're kind of at that point these days, and a lot of our behavior online and the way that we communicate it sort of started this personalization revolution, I think, where we started to be the people who were making decisions about what could be put in front of us in terms of brands and advertising, and we're the ones who choose now. You have to be personally relevant to me to get in front of my eyes when I'm online. So I think that it was only really a matter of time before that went into other things, and I know that I was demanding of that. So it's exciting that I can help to offer that to other women now.
And I'm sure many women are very grateful, and we'll be talking about that for sure during the interview. But let's go back to the business idea. I heard you talk about the fact that there was Mike and Michael, two people working at Google.
Yes.
Those are your two business partners.
Yes, absolutely. So basically, Mike Knapp was, well, actually, the three of us met in law school. We were all lawyers in a previous life. And Mike Knapp went on to Google and he became a software engineer there. And he worked on projects like Google Reader, so quite high profile, exciting projects out of San Francisco, Shanghai, and Sydney.